Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel Kind Life with Iran Toreo. Today we will be talking about civil society organizations and why they are so significant for democracies. Let's go. So let's break down into civil society organizations, what they do, why they are important, and how do they protect our freedoms. So civil society refers to all the organizations, associations and networks that exist outside of the government and private sectors. So think of NGOs, grassroots movements, charities, student unions, and even your favorite environmental local group. Those are part of civil society mobilization. So civil society organizations are particularly important because they are basically the footage of community meetings, volunteer events or protests where citizens come together and act and organize and speak out for the things that they believe for, but not necessarily for profit or power, but for public good. Why they are so important for democracies? Well, because democracy is not only about voting every few years, it's about accountability, voicing, participation. Not only a bunch of people, but the majority and everyone in the society. Civil society plays a crucial role in this. Particularly, it holds power accountable. They monitor government action. They investigate in mobilization with journalists, investigators, and they are literally watchers of current action made by government and push government also for act correctly. And secondly, it amplifies for voices. Marginalized communities can find space to speak up, and their interests and desires can be represented better in such environment. And everyday citizens can raise their voice to demand certain things from the government via civil society organizations, even when the official channels fail them. And third, it builds solidarity and trust. So volunteering, activism, charity, and even the local teacher-parents group, those activities create a real bond between people and they connect the members of the society for good purposes. Number 4, civil society is opposition to government, but not necessarily contesting every action to them, but they are good monitors. When there is a threat to democracy, civil societies are generally good at resisting and criticizing and public voicing the certain interests and issues. They tend to defend when there's a threat to their democracies or values or human rights. Civil society organizations stand for this, at least most of them. Think of pro-democracy protests, human rights issues, and campaigning and legal advocacy. They're there to provide equal rights and justice for citizens. Because we need to understand that the government's not necessarily always pursuing the interests of citizens, even though sometimes they look like that. Of course, politics is a bit tricky game, and civil society is a great element in a social fragment to balance the power and always represent the rights and interests of citizens, or a particular goal or campaign. There are so many successful civil society movements and campaigns all around the world, and now let's break down. For example, in South Africa, civil society groups played a key role in ending apartheid. In Ukraine, civic activism helped drive major democratic reforms. Even in established democracies like US or India, civil society is vital for pushing social change, from civil rights to environmental policies. Well, unfortunately, civil society is not welcome anywhere, especially nowadays. It's under pressure in many countries through restrictive laws, censorship, or even sometimes violence. However, civil society organizations cannot just exist magically. It takes resources, public support, and some freedom. Countries who have a bad civil society score are classified as non-democratic, less democratic, autocracy, or unfortunately dictatorships. We need to protect our civil society engagement and mobilization to keep up our democracy strong, and we need to maybe as citizens stay active in such entities to speak up, to deliver our opinion, and also connect with like-minded people as well as some professionals. That would really help both social connections towards a common goal and of course democracy promotion made by citizens, because as citizens we have a huge power to put in. That's why it's so important. This is one of the things you can do. Speak up, donate, support local groups, volunteer in a charity, and stay informed. Never think that only one person cannot change anything. It always starts with one person and the ability of that person to mobilize people around that. Well, thank you for listening this brief introduction of civil society movement. If you like this video, you can also subscribe my channel and follow up other shorts. I hope to see you very soon with another topic. Have a nice day. Bye.